responsive to what the population actually looks like.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about a little bit about learning outcomes. So we've got this sort of forced disengagement from the material that could happen in a lot of different ways. How does the lack of language resources then map onto what are perceived as or labeled disciplinary issues?
Mm-hmm. Good question. A lot of our disciplinary issues, we were thankfully blessed with a assistant principal that spoke Spanish. And so I saw it both from the perspective of having no Spanish speaking individuals besides myself in my first year as a school counselor, and then comparing what it looked like to have someone who actually was there to work with students who may be referred for disciplinary reasons, who did speak Spanish. And I saw a huge difference in the connection with the kids and even the actual projection of the repeated actions and behaviors. And as a counselor, a lot of times in a school, we won't deal with discipline. It's a very important, according to the American School Counseling Association, that school counselors do not have participation in the disciplinary process. That kind of hurts the therapeutic relationship and can be hurtful rather than helpful. So a lot of times I was very strong about not kind of responding to that. There, however, was then a need to explain to our students who were predominantly Spanish speaking, if they were confused as to what was happening or what was going on, why they were being punished or why this was going on and happening. And I'll give an example that was actually the student spoke English and the mom spoke Spanish. She knew very little English. And the difficulty in that situation was that the mom was confused as to why her daughter was being punished or being disciplined for some of the actions that she was doing in school. And it was pretty disheartening because the teacher was upset. And understandably, in the situation, she was upset about the behavior. But the conveying of information with the tone and with these words that this mom who spoke very little English could not understand. There was a big misunderstanding. This whole situation went way bigger than it should have been. And I came in and I helped interpret and translate the texts that were being sent back and forth and ended up being okay. But I think a lot of those types of things are actually seen as a lot bigger, and these parents who may be so confused as to what's going on and not sure how to help their kids can't communicate with the teacher, can't understand.